Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanna and today I will tell you a little bit more and show you a little bit more about new game by Ludus Magnus Studio, RUNAR, so enjoy watching. Okay guys, let's go to the board for the table. As you can see, the board is divided into 4 zones, one for each player and his Viking team. Each zone consists of 9 small spaces called nodes. The heroes will move on them and we will place various kinds of obstacles here. How you set up the elements of the gameplay map depends on the layout you choose to the game. You will find some suggestion layout in the rulebook. So obstacles will appear on the map in the form of chests, piles of stones, menhirs or danger tokens. We also lay out shards token in the colors and locations indicated on the map layout. Sometimes the shards will on the same space in the dungeon token. This means that collecting such a shard will be more difficult as it involves receiving damage. At the beginning of the game, each player also plays the first level of his statue. I mean his base on the indicated node in his zone. During the gameplay we will be able to build up the statue by placing part of statue's body on the base. Then we will unlock the advantage card. The next level is a head and the inspiration card unlocked by building it. And finally a flame, which will give a player a shard bonus. We can also destroy statues, of course the statues of opponent players. In addition to the obstacles, each player will deploy his heroes, but first he must choose them. Well, now how does put together to the Viking team look like? In my opinion, it looks quite interesting because we'll be bidding for individual characters. I like this form because it's not obvious and we already have a small substitute of the gameplay in setup, so before we start playing. So each player uses his 3 position tokens, respectively with a value of 1, 2 and 3. So we put the hero card on the table and each player secretly put his token. The player who gives the lower value takes the hero to himself. When we have a tie, it's decided to the player holding the NEMESIS token. This selected hero gets the position token assigned to him, so this token will not be used by the player anymore in the next hero bidding. And the hero miniature should be inserted into appropriate base. Each player bidding completes a Viking team consists of 3 asymmetrical heroes for each player. Then players place the position tokens on the map according to the layout chosen from this game and place the assigned miniatures of our Vikings on these nodes. Each Viking has its own card with abilities. When playing the advanced mode of the game, you will use this expand side. So there is a passive character ability and special abilities that will trigger when you play an action card with a corresponding symbol. At the bottom of the card you have spaces for defense tokens, while at the top left is that character's movement value and on the right side are 3 spaces for personal action cubes. Each round of the game begins with a tactical phase, where players can perform several actions by spending cubes of their respective colors on each action. They can draw action card and discard the ones they have. They can make a charge by rearranging their hero or fortification, which involves drawing a defense token for a selected character. They can also build another level of their statue. As a free action, buy a treasure card and equip their character with some item. Next, the action phase is played. In this phase, which character will activate at any given moment of the game depends on the action card played by player. The deck of action cards itself is created by each player shuffling the action cards of each of 3 heroes selected for the team. Thus he will have 30 cards in the deck. So to start, he draws 3 cards for his hand. As you can see, at the bottom of each card you will find cube symbol and sometimes symbols for a character's special abilities, which, as I said, activate the ability described on the Viking card. To activate a given hero, play this card and place it on the center space on the player board. Then draw the cubes of the appropriate colors indicated at the bottom of this card from the general pool. As part of the action phase, spending cubes for your board, you can perform actions with this character. So green cubes are responsible for moving, pushing and collecting any color of shard. After using blue cubes, you can collect a blue shard from the board, attack another hero or enemy and use it to push back an opponent. By spending yellow cubes, you will be able to defend yourself from an attack or perform a reaction to another player's action. The yellow cube also allows you to collect a yellow shard. And white cubes allow you to copy action, collect shards of any color and destroy another player's statues. For example, if I want to move, I have to spend a green cube. Then my character can move according to his movement value. You see it on the character card. So I can move my hero up to 3 nodes. Heroes can move vertically or horizontally to an adjacent space by spending 1 movement point or diagonally by spending 2 movement points. Since I'm standing adjacent to shard token, I can spend a dice of appropriate color, in this case blue, or white for example, to perform the action of taking that shard. I then increase the treasure level, making it on my board. I will be able to spend it on upgrading my character and equipping items. This can be especially necessary when playing a campaign. The shard token I set aside on the destiny board, and for its capture I move my marker on the scoring track, earning a victory point. When there are shards on the destiny board, the players will draw a card from the deck in the destiny phase, but I will tell you more about that in a moment. Now I'm back to the action phase and the options a character has. So if your character stands adjacent to an opponent Viking, he can attack him. In that case, he must spend a blue cube and perform an attack action. Sometimes the character's abilities allow him to attack from a distance. The attack action is considered as follows. The attacking Vikings will deal damage to the enemy until the opponent has no defense. The attacked character can spend a yellow cube to make a defense, provided he has at least 1 shield token on his hero card. He can also discard the defense token to protect him from the blow. If he has no way to defend the attack, he must give the attacker 1 action card from the bottom of his deck. The attacker places this card at the top of his board in the damage area. The more such cards he has, the more points he will score, because by collecting cards from both spaces, he will accumulate victory points. In addition, I will add that the special abilities from some characters allow to use the abilities of heroes whose cards are just in the damage area as defeated. Moreover, when any character loses all his action cards from the deck, he is knocked out. After the player completes his action, he goes to support phase and moves the played card to the memory zone and adds the corresponding cubes visible on the side of this card. And these are the cubes he will be able to use in his next turn. So next is the destiny phase. If there are shards and danger tokens on the destiny board, the players must be drawn the cards from the deck for each token present. These cards can be event cards, which are set aside to the next free space on the destiny board and the effects it's considered. And it can be destiny card. After drawing this type of card, the player adds it to the arrow next to his zone and places a shard in the marked place on the map. If there is a danger token on the destiny board, it should be placed on the board along with the shard. If the card of scenario being played assumes the presence of enemy in the game, the next phase considered is the NEMESIS phase. It takes place in a similar to the Destiny phase. So if there are enemy tokens on the NEMESIS board, draw a card and place the miniatures of the corresponding enemy on the map as indicated on the card. In the RUNAR board game, we have 3 types of enemies. One of them is the mythical boar Freya. His statistics are 2 lives and the ability to absorb shards. Enemies absorbing shards will move to the NEMESIS marker on the Destiny path on the NEMESIS board. This marker will also move when the hero is knocked out. And what important, when this token reaches the end of the track, NEMESIS wins, and that means that the player lost the game. among the enemies is the Berserker or Vikings warrior, who has only 1 life level but also an attack power of 1. And the most dangerous enemy is the Jarl with a 3rd life level and 3 points of attack power. How a given enemy will behave on the game, by how many spaces it will move and what action it will perform during its activation, it's described in detail on its card. And you have to know that this scenario of the demo version of this prototype does not include enemy gameplay, so I provide a general description. So subsequent runs are played in the same way and in the same order of each phase. When all card slots are covered on the destination board, the gameplay comes to end. Depending on the number of players, this will be a different number of cards. I mean, for 2-player game, once 4 even cards have been laid out, the game will end and the players proceed to see who has managed to collect the most victory points. So players check the form field to the mission conditions from the revealed event cards and add the points earned during the game on the scoring track. Of course, the player with the highest number of victory points wins the game. So guys, what do you think of such a trek across a frosty map and collecting shards? How do you like the heroic Vikings? I hope this presentation will give you an idea of what you expect from this board game, so you can decide if it's the board game for you. Thank you a lot for watching. If you like this video, it will be great if you leave a like and write a comment in the section below. And if you don't subscribe my channel yet, I invite you to become one of my subscribers. It will be very nice for me, and besides, it will help me develop my channel. So thank you very much and see you in the next video. Okay, that's all about RUNAR. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, it will be really great if you leave a like and maybe some comments in the section below, and join to my subscribers. See you in the next video. Bye.